Hello, welcome. Kara here from Healing Humanity. Welcome to our Thursday night carnivore Q&A. We are here for you. We're here to answer your questions. We're going to do some giveaways. We're going to have some fun. So before we do some quick introductions here and some announcements, please post your best question with hashtag ribeye so we can get the questions going. Last week, we ran out of time and we weren't able to get to all of the questions. So you're better off posting them right away. So if you use hashtag ribeye, we're going to be giving away a Healing Humanity shirt in color blue. So you can post a question or you can post your carnivore testimony, your testimony of healing with hashtag ribeye. And we're going to select a winner for that. We're going to be doing another giveaway as well. Before we jump into that, how's it going, Adam Lacey, Ashley, Lynn, Dr. Nelson?
Kerry Mann Jr., I am doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, better than I deserve. Appreciate you guys. I have a link in the description below for Adam, Ashley, Lynn, and Dr. Nelson. And in order to win the shirt, you got to make sure you're following each of these individuals on YouTube. It literally takes like 2 seconds to subscribe. They've got great YouTube channels, so I highly recommend you do that. And before we jump into some of the questions, Ashley, do we have any announcements?
Announcements. Yes. What do we got? We've got coming up, man, just a couple of weeks away, Hack Your Health in Tampa, Florida. Excited about that one. We're getting closer. So super excited. I think there are still some tickets available for the Healing Humanity Dinner, which is a separate event. There you go. Carrie's got it posted there or up there. It's on our website. If you want more information, you can check that out on the healinghumanity.movie/events page. And it'll link you to the website where you can still purchase tickets for that event. But going to be a great dinner, great time to meet some of your favorite carnivore influencers. I mean, the lineup's incredible. I'm super excited. It's going to be an amazing event for those who are going to be at Hack Your Health. And in addition to that, I'd say come by and visit our booth because we're also going to have a booth at Hack Your Health. We are going to be there and super excited to meet folks in person. And then Carrie and Adam are going to be doing a big presentation for Hack Your Health as well. So
We are.
updates. You are. Yeah. Nobody's told you, Adam. You are.
I guess I better get ready.
And I believe we're neighbors with Dr. Nelson and Dr. Kiltz.
Yeah.
Booth-wise, so that's pretty
Around
awesome.
the corner.
We're going to have the Cool Kids Corner at Hack Your Health, so come visit us there.
No doubt. No doubt. And then I got to make a special quick announcement for our next official meetup. It is now officially on the healinghumanity.movie/events page for San Diego, California. That's January 17th. We are super excited about this one too. Courtney Luna will be there. Dr. Kiltz, Adam Lacey, Carrie, myself. We've got Lash and Christy from Meeting Wellness. There's a few others that may also be there. We'll keep updating as we get them, but super excited about that one. January 17th. So tickets are now available for purchase for that one on our website.
That's exciting. Looking forward to it. And then we've got one more, Meatstock 2026, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, May 2nd, May 3rd. You can use promo code Healing Humanity for $50 off your ticket, meatstockconvention.com. That one's going to sell out for sure. Get your tickets early if you're interested. All right, should we jump into some questions?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Here's the first question of the night. How strict carnivore is it typically fair to call yourself carnivore? Like a lot of us, drink coffee but still use this identity. How about a few small other exceptions?
I think that's a great question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it seems like there's a really broad definition to carnivore. If you listen to someone like Bart Kay, he'll say if you're 70% animal-based, you're carnivore. I don't know if that seems like a pretty generous definition to me, but I wouldn't say it has to be the absolute opposite extreme either. Like you drink coffee, therefore you're not carnivore. I mean, it's a fairly new thing, right? So I think each individual kind of
Eating animal based is what you're striving for. You're striving to do that as much as possible, right? I mean, that's what we're trying to do. But I like what Dr. Chafee said one time on one of his, or he said it many times, but it's difficult, right? It's difficult to do that all the time. But the people with the best results are able to get rid of that last 5% of all the little things there too. He said they feel the best if you can get rid of that last 5% of other things, maybe such as coffee. I myself still drink coffee, but I have tried cutting it out several times as well. And I feel like I do. I'm adjusting myself on a few different things. Actually, Adam and I are both kind of experimenting a little bit to see, as we've been on this journey for a while, what little tweaks, what little things can we do to even feel better. So
Yeah.
I think it's a journey for sure. But
yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to say you're not carnivore if you drink coffee, because then you'd have to use things like, do you put pepper on your steaks? Pepper's a plant. Do you put any other seasonings on your meat? Do you use some hot sauce? Some carnivores put a little hot sauce. So I don't think you need to be that strict and still be considered carnivore. We're not the carnivore police.
Yeah, I think that's the key.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Carrie.
Like, what makes you feel the best? Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I always got to give the disclosure. Like, I don't care what you call yourself. Eat whatever you want, do whatever you want. I don't care. I'm always just careful with the definition of words, because it's tricky when you have new people joining and they're like, oh, so with carnivore, I can have fruit. Oh, cool. And if you're trying to do carnivore like many people are as an elimination diet because you get some serious health issue, the definition can be important for that reason. So, but call yourself whatever you want. I don't care. Go for it.
Yeah. Well, the important thing is being able to identify for yourself what's keeping you from being at your healthiest. And if coffee is that thing, then maybe you need to eliminate the coffee, but someone else may be okay with it.
Yep.
All right. Here we go with another question from Lee. Blood pressure high, 150/80. This sounds like a good Dr. Nelson question. How do I reduce it? And salt intake. CDL holder has to be 140/80 or lower.
Well, first of all, 150 is high, 80 is not. And this is important in the context of what he just mentioned. He has a commercial driver license, and it has to be under 140. That's strict. You lose your CDL if your blood pressure is not normal. So the first thing you might have to do is listen to whatever your doctor already told you. How do you decrease your blood pressure? Well, if you're very overweight, losing weight will help. If you're not on a carnivore diet or a very low carbohydrate diet, that's probably where you need to go. As you cut the carbohydrates, your blood pressure, in almost everyone, I'm not going to say 100% of the people, but almost everyone, the blood pressure does get better. And you're not far, if you get it down to 135, for example, just under 140, whatever the number is, you're not going to suffer the consequences. But you probably were given, I don't know if it was 30 or 90 days to get it under normal control, and you might have to use some medication for a little bit until you make other arrangements. So losing weight, changing your diet, the salt may or may not be an important factor. About 20% of people on a standard American diet are sensitive to salt. In other words, salt does increase their blood pressure, but that goes away when you cut the carbohydrates, because actually it is the carbohydrates that were influencing that more than even sodium. But yeah, people on standard American diet, sometimes if they have congestive heart failure, the same thing. about a fifth of them are very sensitive to sodium. So it helps cutting actually the carbohydrate, not necessarily the sodium, but you need to watch for the amount of sodium you consume if you are sensitive to sodium.
Yeah, my husband has a commercial driver's license, and I'm curious as to whether or not that reading was just during your physical that you had to have for your license, and whether that reflects what your blood pressure normally is or not. So definitely check it at home and just find out whether you really truly do have high blood pressure, because some people get white coat syndrome and it's just high at your visit.
The problem is when evaluating for a CDL, it matters not what you have at home.
Yeah.
You have to have it normal at the doctor's office.
At the doctor's office, yes. So
otherwise, you're given a limited amount of time to correct that, and then if within that time frame you haven't lowered your blood pressure,
yeah,
you may lose or get your CDL
mine's always
suspended.
high at the doctor's office. So
Hey, we got a celebrity in the house, Limitless Lindy.
Hey.
Hey, Lindy. Good morning. Lindy may not know this, but Lindy is a movie star. I was walking through the world famous Montello Theater the other day, and we're playing the Healing Humanity trailer there. And I looked up, and Lindy, you're on the big screen. You're playing every show before every single movie at Montello Theater until the movie's out. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, you can watch the trailer with Limitless Lindy on it at healinghumanity.movie. It's up there right now.
Rock star.
Another rock star, Bob Eater, said the pants and I will be at Hack Your Health.
love it.
Nice.
All right, let's see what other questions we have here. Hey, we got a $5 super chat from Grandma's Crochet Corner.
Oh, cool.
Grandma's Crochet Corner, I don't know if you meant to post a question, so we'll double check on that. Sometimes it comes through without it, but she's got an amazing YouTube channel and really inspiring story. Jen and I were watching her the other day. Shout out Grandma's Crochet Corner. Thank you so much for the super chat. Every penny we get from that goes for the documentary for the Healing Humanity Project, so thank you. All right, another question we have here. Geo78, any advice how to get through day one on carnivore diet? I'm struggling to get back on the wagon. I'm going to maybe pass this one to Ashley. Ashley's got an awesome series on his YouTube channel, getting going on carnivore. What do you think, Ashley?
Yeah, thanks, Kerry. No, I think that is one of the things for me. Everybody's a little different, but for me, I'm a cold turkey guy. So, you got to make a decision and do it. And I think one of the reasons why I like that series, and thanks for shouting it out, Kerry, it's 30 days. It's meant for encouragement to give it a full, good, solid 30 days. And it's a video every day that you can watch, get some encouragement, get some advice, but just to keep you motivated, because if you can get through that first 30 days, I think that's probably the hardest part. And then you make the decision, do I want to go longer? And so if you've done it, I don't know how long you've done it before and you've fallen off, but you're back on it. Jump full in, watch YouTube videos, get the tips and tricks on how to do it. But start simple. To me, it was beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Super simple to me. That's in the video. Start with those ingredients there, and you really can't go wrong. Plus, who doesn't enjoy eating great beef, great butter, great bacon, and great eggs every day?
Now, his question, though, is on day one, which to me sounds strange because day one might be an easy day. Whatever you were doing before, the day before, that day you have decided to eat only meat, and that might be a breeze. I would think that the subsequent days, the first week, second week, might become a little bit harder for those that start or continue thinking about, well, maybe I can have a little bit of that or a little bit of this. And so
that, to me, another piece of advice I give for the day one is for me, it was get a nice big, reward yourself, a nice juicy tomahawk, get yourself a nice ribeye. Reward yourself for day one. Have something that's a little bit more of a luxury item than you normally would. Enjoy that day one. enjoy the meat, cook it the way you want it, and have
Or go to Ashley's house and have him cook it for you.
go to a Brazilian steakhouse, have all the meats you can eat. Yeah, there you go.
Right. Don't
Have a
restrict.
pile of bacon.
Yeah,
Don't
do not
worry about
restrict.
limiting it. Don't worry about chopping it in half and counting out the grams. Just enjoy a good juicy steak.
Just eat. Yes, eat as much as you want. And one thing to piggyback off of what Dr. Nelson said about how things will get harder before they get easier. Absolutely enjoy day one, but prepare yourself for the first several weeks and know that you're going to go through kind of withdrawal symptoms. And maybe if you like see them that way, just like somebody who's coming off of a drug or coming off of a substance, you know, you're going to go through the withdrawal symptoms. And so knowing that ahead of time, you know, you hopefully find the strength to push through them, because it will be much better on the other side. And stay tapped into community, because we've all done it ourselves. And so we can be there to help support you.
I still remember it was 948 days ago, my day one on carnivore, because of the meal I had. I did the same thing, Ashley, that you mentioned. I'm like, I'm going to treat myself for this first meal. It's kind of funny now, because in retrospect, I'm like, I could cook a steak so much better now than on day one. I did a ribeye and I did shrimp, which I almost never eat anymore. And I melted like butter, but it was way too much. So I had like a half a gallon of butter for a couple of shrimp. I got to the end, I'm like, what am I going to do with all this? We've come a long way, but yeah, treat yourself that first day for sure. All right, we got Susie Barker. So I was praying about needing to feel better and heal my body, and I seen a Carrie Mann videos that weekend. So I started September 1st, carnivore. I lost 13 pounds. My blood pressure was normal at the doctor today. That's a big change. I feel great, sleep better, think clear, less anxiety if any, skin is clear, less body pains, plantar fasciitis. I'm so thankful. I thank God and Carrie Mann for sharing these videos. Wow.
Wonderful.
Love it.
Wow.
Awesome. Love it.
Good job. Congratulations.
Yes, I love seeing those testimonies too. So make sure you put those in the comments too. That's just outstanding.
Hey, it's our friend Aaron Booby Goats. How's the book coming along? The one going with Healing Humanity movie. It is coming along excellent. It's amazing. I can't wait to share it. We and huge shout out to No Carb Barb, because she's been helping in the background. And shout out to my daughter Katie as well, because she's been putting a bunch of work in. But we're at 20,000 stories of healing, down to several thousand in a spreadsheet, down to like the best of the best now in a book format. And we're going through and editing it, and we're hoping to have it done close to the end of the year, optimistically speaking. So, all right, another question we have here. We're going to be doing a drawing soon, so please post your best question with hashtag ribeye. We're going to be giving away a Healing Humanity shirt. Lee says, day 4 carnivore, have basically no hunger. That's awesome.
Love it.
Nice.
Thomas, Target Prime Rib, another great YouTube channel doing a lot of interviews. If you guys want to share your story, hit up Thomas, Target Prime Rib. Carrie Mann, are you the man with a plan? When it comes to steak, I have a plan. Other than that, I just wing it.
Yeah, let's do a documentary.
Right. How hard could that be? Kate Peabody, hashtag ribeye. I've been about 110 days on carnivore and weight loss slow going. Any tips on weight loss? What do you think, Lynn?
So I'd be curious to know how much weight you have to lose, how much you've lost so far. And also I'd definitely recommend using a body composition scale, because that'll give you a true idea of what your how your body composition is changing. You might want to also do a little bit of tracking. I don't necessarily say track all the time, because most people don't have to. But some people like myself, if I always do really high fat, my body's not going to release the fat as quickly. But also, you could be gaining muscle. I would highly recommend making sure you take measurements and judge your weight loss also by your measurements. But if you are losing weight slow, honestly, I think that's okay, as long as it's not going in the opposite direction, because this is a journey and it's different for everybody. But if you're really concerned and it's so slow that you're getting discouraged, I'd say mix up your macros. Try some lower fat days like 50-50 and switch it up and change out the quantity of food you're eating from day to day, and give your body a chance to be confused again about what you're eating, because so it's not settling in with what you're eating, because your body will adjust and will just kind of resist losing weight. So there's a whole bunch of things you can do, but I'd start with those things.
That's good. And I see another comment from her. She says, lost 9 pounds. I'm severely autoimmune. So.
Okay. So healing may be the priority of your body.
Body may be doing the healing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's a factor too, is that if you have a lot of autoimmune disease, your body may be focusing on healing. I would say encourage you to really hang in there. You might need the higher fat in order to help with healing with your autoimmune disease, and that may need to be priority. And once you're feeling better too, then you may be even able to get more movement in. I know when you're not feeling good, I don't know, Carrie, you experienced this. You don't feel like moving. You don't feel like exercising. I never recommend to anybody to start out with exercise when they don't feel good. So just give your body the time to heal. You'll probably find that you're going to be feeling a lot better, and then you can get more movement in and you can work on the weight loss.
All right. Good stuff. All right. We've got a question from Rex. Hello, everyone. I sure struggle with protein to fat ratios. Any tips? Adam, what do you think on this one?
There's definitely a lot of calculators out there. A lot of people, the ribeye is almost a perfect food as far as ratios for a lot of people. So I would basically start with by weight, 50-50. That'd probably be where I would start. But there's some of us that need to go a little bit more protein or a little bit more fat. But that's usually if you're trying to troubleshoot down the road. I'll be interested to hear what Dr. Nelson has to say about this.
Well, I agree with you. Ribeye is almost perfectly by weight, and you're correct in that too. Fat and protein, which translate, when you translate it to calories, about 70% of the calories, 67, if you would, probably is the most accurate. So 70-30 in terms of the calories that come from fat and protein. And that's really the beginning point that I would recommend for anyone looking for a low carb, high fat diet. Now, Lynn is correct that some people need to play with those numbers and decrease the fat, go more lean, or even increase the fat. But if you're gaining weight, not just plateaued, if you're gaining weight, one of the things that ultimately does matter, it's not the absolute, the calories in, calories out model is kind of broken, but it's one of the few things that we have in terms of trying to count something. But in total amount of energy matters as well. You may be eating just too much for your level of activity. So you might want to try that as well, either increasing your activity if you can, which for some people might be almost impossible to increase significantly. But I'd say that even if you are, and I'm sorry, Bill, for using this example, but even if you are somewhere in a very small room in Alaska and you cannot move around, but you have to get out of bed with the difficulty, doing it once might be your baseline level of activity. doing it 2 or 3 times might be a high intensity workout, right?
Mhm.
So wherever you are, you start there, and then you try to progress.
And Carrie, it looks like Rex also made a super chat. And we've met Rex a couple of times at our meetups. Shout out, Rex.
Yeah, familiar face.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rex. Really appreciate that. All right. The next question we have is from Tom. I experimented by adding some full fat Greek yogurt, quarter cup. It's supposed to help with muscle and eliminating visceral fat. Have you tried and any benefits? I have not tried this. Anyone here tried adding yogurt?
I have not.
I have not.
Not.
Dairy for me tends to not be good. And that's Nina. Hi, Nina.
Nina.
Yeah. Some people do experience benefit from the Greek yogurt. A lot of people, they like the probiotics.
So the supposed benefit that some people may talk about is because when you're adding or changing your microbiome in your gut, you may promote certain substances to be secreted and eliminates visceral fat. I don't know how much evidence there is for that, but that's the thought behind it, right? But on the other hand, it's dairy, and I like cheese. Everybody knows that. So a few days ago, maybe a week ago, I stopped eating cheese. Great. Yesterday I had some cheese, and now I have a pimple here in my face that it hurts. And that was just yesterday having cheese after maybe a week of not having it. So it depends about the sensitivities you have to certain foods as well.
All right. Here's a question. I've been struggling with chronic Epstein-Barr, super chronic fatigue, brain fog, as well as a ton of other symptoms. I have problems getting sleep, which I know is a huge problem. What do you recommend?
Carnivore diet.
Yeah.
She did. Well, this person didn't say exactly what diet they're eating.
Oh, you know what, Adam? I saw a comment, same person a little bit later on. They said they are eating carnivore.
Okay.
I didn't clarify what kind of carnivore, how strict or anything else, but
Right. Okay. Well, then my suggestion would be to make sure that you're getting enough fat and make sure that you're eating enough. That seems to be the issue with a lot of people that have low energy. There's many other causes that you may have to potentially look at, but stay the course and keep troubleshooting. But that'd be the first place that I would go to, is to try to increase the quantity that you're eating and increase the percentage of fat that you're eating as well.
And you can also, just as an experiment on yourself, try a low histamine lion diet, and just in case you're having a histamine problem, because histamine issues can cause those things that you're experiencing. And I'd be curious to know if you have had your vitamin D levels checked, and make sure your vitamin D is up where it needs to be, especially when you're dealing with fighting a virus. Vitamin D definitely helps with your immune system. But, I don't know with what you're eating, if you're eating a higher histamine carnivore diet, but that can be an issue with some people like myself. And so going low histamine might give you some relief, but you'd have to just try it and see.
All right. We've got a great question from Grandma Crochet Corner. We're going to take in a second, but first we're going to do a giveaway for our Healing Humanity shirt for all the hashtag ribeyes out there. Let's go. Here we go. Drum roll, please. The winner of a Healing Humanity shirt in color blue is Carnivore Cash. Congratulations.
for cash.
Adam, how can Carnivore Cash claim his prize?
Carnivore Cash, you can go to healinghumanity.movie/giveaway, fill out the form, and Ashley will promptly send you a shirt. And I'm not sure if I remember right, I think you had the blue already. So if you did, just send us an email and let us know, and we'll send you a different color.
Thank you for all of the wonderful questions under hashtag ribeye. We're going to do another giveaway now, this time for a 1-month free membership on healinghumanity.life, our membership site. You can put your question in with hashtag life. We're looking for hashtag life with your best question or your testimony of healing. Our membership site, we do over a dozen Zoom calls during the week. We have courses. We have community. We're here to help you on a path to healing. And proceeds from the membership site also go to support the Healing Humanity Project, both the documentary we're editing right now through the end of the year, and hopefully the series that we hope to work on afterwards. So please post your best question or testimony with hashtag life.
To add to that, Carrie, I got to shout out Lynn. So we also have a basically a carnivore, zero carb, breaking addictions class or Zoom call that we have five times a week. It's called Breaking Addictions. Lynn spent a lot of time putting this program together. It's based on the 12 steps, like I mentioned. There's also a workbook that you can get to go through this, and you can go through it multiple times. And, it's really good to be able to connect with others that are also having this similar issue. And they also have sponsors, basically, so you can connect with others in a more direct way, so that if you're having a struggle or a challenge while you're out somewhere or with family or whatever, you can connect in a way that, hopefully you can curb those addictions and set that off to the side. And then also Saturdays, we now have a book club, and that just started. And right now we're going through Kim Vandala's book, Return to Simple. So that book club is new. It's on Saturdays, and I just felt like I needed to mention that real quick. And at the end of that study, we're likely going to have Kim on to discuss the book as well. So healinghumanity.life.
Good point. And for those who are asking questions about getting started, you can join a community, whether it be ours, whether it be Kils's community, whoever's, whatever you resonate with. But we would love to have you, of course, in Healing Humanity Life. And there you can join the Breaking Addictions group and get in on those calls and get that support and help with getting started on your journey.
Love it. All right. Grandma's Crochet Corner. For me, I really believe to succeed on carnivore, to work on the body, yes, but also to heal mental health and learn what triggers to eat from, fear, stress, etc. Do others feel this too? What are you thinking, Lynn? I see you.
Absolutely. Yes. That's very much. In fact, the book that I wrote with covering the 12 steps, if any of you have been through a 12-step program, you know that part of that program is really being honest with yourself about and doing a lot of self-analysis and realizing and admitting the areas where you struggle and what you're learning, what your triggers are. So absolutely, that is very true. And because it's usually not just the body, the mind is so important. Mm-hmm. So I absolutely agree.
I have to chime in on that too, because I just, the food freedom that you feel if you can get through a lot of this initial stages, it's just amazing. I've really experienced that lately a lot myself, just from the sugars that I used to be so addicted to. I mean, I can absolutely just completely walk away from. They don't tempt me anymore. I don't have those temptations. And it's amazing, really, to be able to experience that. But also fasting. I mean, that used to be something that was a really big struggle. Now it seems like if I want to do a fast, I can do a fast. And I have a mindset now that is just clearer, that my body's healing as a result. And I don't want to say it's easy, but it certainly got way easier because I know I look at it from a different perspective. So I think you make a great point, because the more you can heal your mind, heal and realize what food is, and that it's fuel for your body, for healing. And once you get there, there's a lot of things I think we're still going to be discovering.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that too, so many of us who have problems with addiction, if you don't dig in and address those triggers, you're going to trade one addiction for another. And that's so common. And so it's really important to dig in and address those things so that you don't end up just addicted to something else.
Yeah. It's a great question. One of the many lessons I learned filming the documentary was from Rancher Maggie. I remember her saying, when the body's sick, the brain is sick, the spirit's sick.
Mm.
And so I totally agree with you, Grandma's Crochet Corner. I feel like carnivore is the best way, though, because when you heal the body and you get rid of the brain fog and you have more energy to focus on the brain and then work on that. But it's definitely hugely important. It seems like it's the only thing some people still struggle with. They'll heal their body and then they still have those, I guess, deep neural pathways or just sort of resorting to negative thoughts and things like that they have for many, many years. And it's something you have to actively work on and sort of retrain over time. But I feel like you're better equipped to do that if your body's healthy.
Yep.
All right. We have a question. Danush, how to get fat adapted smoothly if the gallbladder is removed? Lynn, I think you don't have, I think you're in the no gallbladder club, right?
In the no gallbladder club, yes, from years of low fat. Use it or lose it. Smoothly hard. I don't think there's any guarantee that you're going to go have it be smooth, but there are some things you could do to kind of give you a better chance. And one is to go a little slower with getting the fat into your system. So start a little slower and slowly, gradually build up. But also, if you may need something like ox bile, or lipase, just a digestive enzymes to help, I would experiment, but go by, obviously your bowels are going to tell you. And so I don't think there's necessarily a guarantee that you're going to have a complete smooth transition. You just have to know that if you're having bowel issues, you may need to back off on the fat, or you may need to add some digestive enzymes to help you along.
All right. Next question we have. Julie, hashtag ribeye, curious if anyone else uses castor oil on their skin, or is it considered a seed oil? I do not.
It is a seed oil, definitely, but I also do use it. I know, and this is something that I didn't do until Coach Lisa introduced me to castor oil, because apparently it has a ton of benefits. So the answer would be yes, I do.
Z Rocks, my mom is so stubborn and always comes up with excuses. She has a lot of health problems and inflammation. I managed to heal all my inflammation, but she still refuses to try. Any advice? Adam, what do you think?
Lead by example. I mean, really, that's all that you can do. Maybe see if she's game for watching some of these wonderful stories that are all over the internet. Dave Mack's channel is a really good source for those. If she's amicable to that, but honestly, it's kind of out of your hands. Your mom's gonna do what mom's gonna do. So, prayer is a good thing, and be an example. What do you think, Ashley?
I think the perfect Christmas gift for your mom is going to be the Healing Humanity book when it comes out. It's going to have thousands.
If it's not out, then you got this one too.
Yeah, but hopefully it'll be out by Christmas, and honestly, it's going to be one of those books that'll be a great one to be able to give to people like that, because it's going to have so many testimonies and so many examples of healing in it that it's really. It's hard to deny, but Adam, you're spot on with your first answer. Your example, prayer, they'll come around.
PR64 asks, how much protein in one meal is optimal for muscle protein synthesis? Better to eat a certain amount of protein and spread it out in multiple meals throughout the day? I feel like that's a Dr. Nelson question. Oh, you're muted.
Oh, my dog was barking. There are many schools of thoughts on this. So within even the carnivore community, some people talk about 30, 40 grams per meal if you're eating 3 times a day. Some people talk about a minimum of 100 grams if you're eating once a day or 3 times a day, at least having 100 grams total or more. Now, if you go by 1 pound per 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight or your mean muscle mass, for most average men and a little bit for less for women, will be, let's say 150, maybe 120 to 130 on a female on average. The numbers are all over the place, but you probably need to have at least 100 total grams of protein a day for most people if you want a hard and fast number. And per meal, if you're eating 3 times a day, we're talking 30 to 40. But the opinions are divided even within the carnivore community.
Morton from the membership site. Did any of you get to taste Bill G's fake meat before his stocks dropped? Hee hee.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not very good.
Ashley shaking his head as the resident meat expert. No.
I wouldn't touch it. No, I
This
don't.
was long before I was carnivore.
Even before carnivore, I probably wouldn't have touched that.
I had a stint where I was probably one of the worst vegetarians ever because I was the dirtiest vegetarian there really was, and I ate a bunch of garbage. And it was during that phase that I tried it, and yeah, it wasn't very good.
Was it Burger King that had a veggie burger?
Well, the veggie burger is actually better than his fake meat. The veggie burger is actually made with like
black beans or something,
beans and stuff and seasonings and everything, and it's actually better tasting. Not that it's healthier; it's better tasting than his fake meat.
Yeah, Burger King had the Impossible Whopper.
That's what it was. Yeah.
TRD. If you only have lean cuts of protein, tuna, chicken breast, pork loin, what to add for more fat? What do you think, Adam?
Butter.
Or
I think butter is the biggest or best source of fat for a lot of people. If you can't do butter, then add chunks of beef fat. Go up to Maggie's house up in Canada. She'll fix you up a big old bowl of fat. Fry it up. So that's two of the best sources that you're going to get of fats.
North Dakota Carnivore gifted 10 Homestead How memberships. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Really appreciate that.
if
I know I
you're
sound like a broken record, but our memberships on Homestead How all go towards the Healing Humanity Project. So we really appreciate that. We do a members only call today, every Thursday at 3 p.m. Central.
favorite call of the week, besides this one.
USMC PD, $20 super chat. I'm looking forward to
wow.
watching the documentary. Oh, thank you so much. For those of you that haven't seen our latest trailer, healinghumanity.movie, it's right there. Both of the trailers are there. The one with Bill and the newer trailer is there as well. So thank you so much, USMC PD. We really appreciate it. Style and Dogs asks, what do you think about GLP-1 with carnivore?
Well, some people use it as a bridge to help them. This is probably better of a Dr. Nelson question.
GLPs, whether you're carnivore or not, the GLPs should not probably be used
Mm-hmm.
for just weight loss. Okay, it's another drug. It's a medication that has benefits and risks. A lot of people need to get very informed about the possible risks because they are real. And I would only recommend it on someone who's having trouble controlling the blood sugars. I would not necessarily recommend it just for weight loss. Now, yes, there are people out there who that was the final nail in the coffin, so to speak. and they finally were able to break through. I do know of a couple, including a big influencer in this community who is a physician. But I would consider that very down the road, not one of my first options to either try to lose weight or improve diabetes. It's another tool in the toolbox. Be careful. That will be my advice. But if you're using it only for weight loss, I'd be hard pressed to prescribe it to anyone just for that if there's no other medical conditions they're trying to help.
All right. Damian Rose. Hey, everyone. I've heard from several sources that carnivore can help with anxiety. Can you share any psychology behind that claim?
There you go. Dr. Ead's book.
Yeah.
Dr. Ead has some chapters towards the beginning of her book where if you're the sciencey person, you will love them. I really did like them because I'm very scientific, where she explains the actual pathophysiology behind what's going on in the brain and how carnivore actually helps to bypass what glucose is doing in your brain and use an alternative pathway with the ketones to help you with your mental health. So there's actually good physiology in that book. So I definitely would highly recommend going to her book for that.
I second
And
that.
Also Dr. Christopher Palmer's book, they were published within a year of each other. Dr. Palmer's was first, Brain Energy.
Look at Adam. He's got a library.
Adam's ready to go.
You know, that Adam boy, he's a very smart guy.
Also, gummies. Adam, go.
So both books definitely I recommend. And once you read them, understand them, or listen to them in Audible, you'll have a much better understanding of the why. But if you want the short version, mitochondrial dysfunction might be the key to understanding all these brain functions that go awry.
Yeah. I love it. Dr. Ead's incredible, the work she's doing. Chris Palmer too. But we filmed Dr. Ead for the documentary, and she's helping so many people. We've interviewed so many people for many different health reasons, and many of them have also reported the unexpected benefit of overcoming anxiety or depression or other mental health issues eating a carnivore diet.
Just so you guys know, those are the only real books that I own. The rest of these are coloring books.
Lynn's children's book, right?
Yeah, right.
He's really supporting his friend there. He bought 10,000 of them.
10,000 my kids' books.
Aisha, Ribeye, can you talk about how blood markers might change as you burn old stored fat? As I understand, fat stores can reflect past diet, and when burned can release FFAs that can cause inflammation. What do you think, Dr. Nelson?
Well, by definition, they are going to be releasing free fatty acids. That's why you then burn. So I don't understand a little bit the question, but you want to decrease your carbs if you're still eating carbs to sort of switch your fuel system to the high premium, high octane fat, and then you start burning that fat. Now, what might happen is as you burn old stored fat, visceral fat, you might be also releasing some inflammatory substances. And that might be what it's not free fatty acids, but the other hormones, cytokines, and other that get released. You have it there. If it's stored in large quantities, you're going to be releasing those. So your best option is trying to get those to be used for fuel, burned, and that's the way you get rid of them. Happens a lot better when you are in ketosis. If you are concerned about that, then try to keep track of your ketones and To be in ketosis, you have to have a higher fat to protein ratio.
All right. TRD asking Ashley, our resident meat expert, what do you think of importing Argentina beef?
Bring it on. Actually, I was, I was actually on a conference call earlier today and found out something that I didn't know. And this is just some more information because my daughter's doing some cow showing, and I'm getting more intrigued with cattle and different things. But a lot of our cattle is are bred, and they continue to breed off of and they're used to eating the grains. So one of the things that actually is important is some of these ranchers try and continue to have these, and we get more and more into regenerative farming, is to make sure that the cattle that are able to eat the grasses and not the grains. And there's more and more people that are looking into that, but there's cow breeds that are not doing as well because they are not accustomed to it and they can't do that. So if they're Argentinian beef that are eating grass, bring them on. But no, I think it's one of the things that we jokingly worried about as carnivores when we first started. Was like, well, if everybody goes carnivore, we're going to run out of beef. And yes, we're seeing the beef prices go up, and I think all of us would like to see the beef prices go down.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people don't realize is the majority of our beef comes from other countries, China and other places that are importing it, and because they process it in the United States, it's called USDA approved beef, and even though they're not raised in the U.S. And so
even if they're just packaged here, they might say USA and not the country of origin.
That's right.
Argentinian beef is very renowned for being of high quality beef, but the logistics of getting that beef here might be something that adds to the cost, and I don't know how feasible that.
But a lot of our beef already comes from South American countries as well. So I think that's just, it opens another door to get more beef here, and we do want to see beef prices come down. So if the supply is better, hopefully the beef will come down, right?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Support your local farmer too. Breaks my heart when I visit with my neighbor, 6th generation farmer, and that guy is the hardest worker I've ever met, and he's making pennies for what he's doing. So we got a question from Justice for Peanut. Can carnivore help reverse type 2 diabetes, cause weight loss, neuropathy, and sarcopenia?
Type 2 cost, weight loss, neuropathy, and sarcopenia. You all answer before I say anything.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So my long answer, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how? Dr. Nelson, so how does it help that?
So first of all, what is the diagnosis of diabetes? It's having high blood sugar. It's a very simple diagnosis. There are 4 different criteria, and we can get the complicated answer, but sustained chronic high levels of blood sugar. That's the definition of diabetes. So if you take, for example, the hemoglobin A1C, which is an average, it's a number that gives you the average of the previous about 3 months. If it's above a certain number, we call it diabetes. If it's below that certain number, you don't have diabetes unless you're using medication. But how does it do it in the long run? You're cutting the amount of carbohydrates that you're consuming by going carnivore. You're at or near 0 carbs, right? So now your body needs to rely on burning the fat. If you're overweight, your weight is gonna reduce. You're gonna be producing more ketones, which have an anti-inflammatory effect. And just the fact that you eliminate it, because I'm assuming you're eliminating sugar, vegetable seed oils, all right, and all processed foods. Now you're probably not having any inflammatory foods because you also eliminated the toxins, anti-nutrients, and the lectins, oxalates, and all these things that are in vegetables. So it is an anti-inflammatory diet. It is an elimination diet, and now your body will start to heal. Sarcopenia, you're going to have to engage in some exercises to be able to build up muscle. Eating protein, muscle, eating beef or any meat by itself is not enough. You need to work out those muscles, but they can also increase. And the neuropathy, it's gonna, the experience that we can have probably here, a few people who can talk about that. It gets better. It's the anti-inflammatory effect of the carnivore diet.
Yeah, I gained a lot of muscle on carnivore. I mean, you're giving your body the building blocks for what you need. And so I'd be very encouraged about building muscle. And of course, the neuropathy does take longer to heal.
Good stuff. All right. Well, we're already near the end of the hour, so we're going to do our drawing for 30-day membership to healinghumanity.life. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Winner of a 30-day membership to healinghumanity.life. And if you didn't win, you can get 50% off now. Healinghumanity.life promo code 10.
Oh, we just took their
25.
question too.
Justice for Peanut, you got your question answered and you won a 30-day free membership to Healing Humanity. So if you have a follow-up question, you can do it right there in the membership site. Adam, how does Justice for Peanut claim their prize?
And Justice for Peanut, you can go to healinghumanity.movie/giveaway, fill out the form, and Lynn will send you a code promptly. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And please let us know who is Peanut.
Yes, and why does Peanut need justice?
And congratulations to Peanut as well for getting justice. You guys have anything big coming up? Adam, any announcements?
I do not. We just seen a portion of the documentary edited. So big thanks to all of those that are members on Carrie's channel. You guys are helping to produce this film, so appreciate that. Today's segment was on mental health, and I must say I got a little bit teary-eyed, and I'm very, very excited for the project overall. I shared this on our call at Healing Humanity Life, that it feels like the stars, and the planets, the galaxies are all aligning for this project to have something that is going to be really impactful for the world. So, really can't thank everyone enough, and looking forward to sharing that with everybody here, hopefully at Q1 of next year.
Love it.
Yeah.
Ashley.
Not much to talk about except, I see Debbie G. I will see you at Hack Your Health. So, yes, if you're going to Hack Your Health, come visit. Can't wait.
All right. Lynn, Midlife Carnivore.
Yeah, I kind of same as everyone else, gearing up for Hack Your Health. Looking forward to being there. And I will be having books, Carnivore Kids books, my Breaking Addictions books there at our booth. And just looking forward to seeing a bunch of fellow carnivores there at the conference.
All right. And the real Dr. Nelson.
So I'm looking forward to Hack Your Health as well. We're going to be neighbors, I believe, in our booth. We are going to have the Killsmatic Tribe dinner on the 14th of November, which is the day before the meat stock, the 15th of November, the one you were announcing. So if you go to my description on my YouTube channel, you'll find the link to sign up. We're going to go to a Brazilian steakhouse. You pay your own way, but you can sign up there. That'll be the 14th. I will see you again on the 15th and all throughout the weekend at Hack Your Health.
It's going to be a fun weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thanks for all your great questions. We apologize if we weren't able to get to your questions. We do this every Thursday, 6 o'clock Central. So if you pop on next week, post your question right away or even before the stream starts, and we try to go to them in order of priority. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Have a great night. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Good night.
Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.